On your radical, back to this is a giant breaking story. So the crab, that's that time of year. Crab boats are on the ground. Tim's there, boots on the ground. We have boots on the ground on coastal Oregon. Well, just the number one salmon guide in the history of, besides, well, Zane Grey on chemo. Caught the world record steelhead in 2010. But so the crab, this is historic and important stuff. You read through this article. So they're confirming what Tim and I have been saying the whole time. We've been calling Oregon health departments, Washington health departments, California. And we asked them, are people dying from domotic acid, from crab? Post 2015, we've been on the phone. Yes. How come the media is not reporting this? How come nobody's reporting this? And so now, finally, a fake scientist, because listen, why do I call them fake with their PhDs, whatever? Anybody's not addressing the Fukushima catastrophe and is using bewildered, stumped, perplexed, at this point, curious, alarmed. The unknown of the unknown is this one. So, where's your field work? You know, Kevin Blanch, the real PhD, historic, ongoing PhD. I mean, who knew it was going to be this long and keep going? By the way, while full of cancer, I mean, there's the kicker to all this. Went in the bone marrow transplant on 11/11/11, which is important. It's historic and it matters as far as the work. You know, I don't eat, sleep, drink this. I literally sleep with it. So, and then we'll get to the coronavirus. There's a pathologist in France who has come to Kevin Blanch and said, I'm working your thesis of the coronavirus being a mutation from the Fukushima energy meltdowns into the sea. He says, I'm getting close to proving it. You're all over it, dude. He says, you are all over it. He says, you were the first. Your whole Fuktonium. He says, I've been watching you since March 12th, 2011. You're the one that got me working this thesis, and I'm in my lab, and he's supposedly, he's a department chair at one of the major universities in France. We'll see. So, stay with me on the crab. This is historic and important. So the article comes out and says, you know, we're talking all the way from Oregon, all the way clear up into Canada, that this toxin, they're calling it toxin, this radical, intense, deadly toxin that's in the crab, in the shellfish, showed up in 2015, and we have no clue what the fuck it is. Is it releasing a domotic acid? Well, it's releasing something similar to a domotic acid, which is deadly. You want to eat a domotic acid crab? I'll never forget it. I'm listening to the radio here, and this is a long time ago. This is in 2012, 2013. This young guy was on, you know, I don't watch TV. I'm listening to a DJ, and he's talking. Me and my family's going crabbing in Oregon. I'm like, whoa, dude. This is in 2012, 2013. By the way, he's dead. You know, so many of these people, I mean, the great equalizer, death doesn't wake anybody up. You have 3 full-blown out meltdowns, and you have Rogan, you have all these fucking writers, you have all these YouTube, this fucking platform, these people that are going, Jesus fucking, all of this that have gone wild, not one of them. It's all hypothesis with them. It's all what's going to happen in the future, could happen, what happened, might happen, still waiting for the main event, right here, right fucking now. By the way, it was the Murph, everybody calls it Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy died of cancer. It was called San Diego State. It's being torn down right now. And why is that significant and important? Well, Jack the Murph, he died of cancer, but somebody else really important died. He got cancer exactly the same time I did. When? In 2011. Yeah, Tony Gwynn, the greatest athlete ever played in that fucking stadium. They're tearing it down. Yeah, he died. The Murph died. A lot of people. And this is important, too, because the USS Reagan, when it got radiated in San Diego, they brought it back into San Diego, and they had a Little League sleepover camp. I stood by the thing. I was the only one protesting there that day. Don't go on there. San Diego Chargers, including Phillip Rivers, practice on. I'm screaming at him. I talked to Phillip Rivers personally, right there, face to face. I said, don't go on that fucking boat. Don't go on there. So it's a catastrophe. You read through this fucking article, and this is important because of, hold on, my work. I don't give a fuck about view count. I don't give a fuck about it. I give a fuck about the truth. I mean, this is science. My work has proved the typos are dead. First you hypothesize knowledge, then you do the field work. You know, my hypothesis was they're lying on these meltdowns. They're full blown out fucking meltdowns. They're going to push them into the sea. It's going to boil the fucking ocean. Hell of a way to boil an ocean. It's going to boil the planet. It is fucking climate change in an acute fashion. And I could prove that with my Great Salt Lake work. The lake was at historic levels. My Spiral Jetty fucking videos prove that. At historic normal levels in 2011, 2012. It's lost half. The Fukushima fires, everything post Fukushima. You know, trees hold radiation inside their needles. You know, I'm the one that first reported they're dying. Everybody laughed at me. A beetle. It wasn't beetles. It's a heat source. It's a plasma. It's a gas. These three suns have pushed into the ocean. Now stay with me on COVID-19. So now it's being reported that Red Cross, because I'm heavily involved with Red Cross because I got so many blood transfusions because I'm battling AML leukemia, that their blood screening is showing that blood had antibodies in it as far back as July of 2019 in the United States. They have it. I mean, those guys screen the shit out of their blood because it goes into cancer units, you know. And by the way, the genome that matches the genome on AML leukemia identically matches AIDS, which same with coronavirus. There's a hook there. Now, this is important. I was in the bone marrow transplant center dying. The most famous leukemia case in the world post-Fukushima was in the room next to me. His name is Marshall Jensen. 27-year beautiful. Me and him were very close friends. We made the decision on the bone marrow transplant the same day. He had his, I didn't. My daughter didn't think I'd live through it. So his didn't work. So then he went to MD Anderson, had the experiment. He was one of the first 25. Nope, didn't work. So then, you know, the George Washington University, who was experimenting on the AIDS injection, the genome, he went to Philadelphia. He's the very first one in the world to get it. Now, KSL and all the media made a big production about him, you know, saved by this HIV. They made a mistake on him and he passed away. He died. It's heartbreaking. He has a little boy, you know. I'm friends with his wife and his little boy and his beautiful mother. Heartbreaking. True pioneer. I say it's working. So this genome, I mean, this is all symphony because they've been reporting for years supposedly contagious leukemia, you know, the HIV in shellfish. Why shellfish? Well, the same reason starfish. I mean, they're the first ones. They're sponges. They suck it all up. They're the most vulnerable to, you know, something in the sea. Oh, run a Geiger counter over a fresh caught fish, you stupid fuckers. It's the dumbest thing you could do. It will tell you nothing. Geiger counter readings, unless you do them for a long, long period of time over multiple spectrums, which we do. We have that right now. I mean, there's freelancers. Go to the old Marine. He's the one that handles that. Bob Nichols. He's got that handled. And that's all our freelance. And he's got data that proves these high ratings post-Fukushima. They're out there. You know, Gina McCarthy's going to be the new climate czar crashed Radney the day that it happened. I have videos of him taking down Reddit issues. YouTube took them down. This is important and historic because you read through this. It says this toxin showed up in 2015, which perfectly meets Kevin Blanch's Fukushima. I named it Fukushima. Oh, plutonium. It's been around forever. No. How about California? This is a new element. Meltdowns. Not my words. Fucking Lake Baird is ahead of the cleanup and Leslie Stahl. To Leslie Stahl. 3,000 days it took him to tell what Kevin Blanch told you in 1 fucking hour. Well, this is like going to the moon cleanup. Way bigger than that. This has never happened before. Didn't happen at Chernobyl. One partial blew up, which was a catastrophe from hell. This is 3 full blown out meltdowns and multiple MOX fuel fucking pools that blew to smithereens. Well, I have FOIA documents to prove that they cracked open and melded together immediately and caught fire. They're called that's full blown out meltdowns. They pushed them into the fucking Pacific Ocean, which has caused the ecological catastrophe in Russia. You look that one up. Not a peep, right? I call that Russia syndrome, not Russian syndrome, that bad piece of literature and book. I am the book. So you read this. This is fucking scarier than fuck. Well, it's Fukushima. I mean, direct hit on Oregon. That bridge that made it to fucking Gold Beach made it there in 7 days. There's something called the jet stream. Breaking news, fish swim. This virus, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind. That's why they named it COVID, which means Kobe, Japanese for greatness. The World Health Organization. I got chased out of the World Health Organization. If I could put on a train, I'd protested right inside there in Geneva. You know? I mean, I've talked this thesis in Vienna at the IEAA many times, you know. Oh, they believe me. They're all over it. So you read through this. This toxin, they say they don't even know what the fuck it is. And they said it's extremely deadly. It's getting worse. They call it the unknown of the unknown. You read the article and you fucking... And demonic acid is the byproduct for the poisoning. They even say that in there. Now, the biologists they were in denial. The salmon collapse proves my work. My work is proof. My scientific proof. Kevin Blanche, the greatest PhD. And the rest of you are a bunch of Madame Curie. Well, you're not even Madame Curie. She did the work. Didn't deny her. But you're a bunch of armchair fucking Babylon fucking buffoons that have podcasts who have fucking... You're ignoring the greatest story fucking in human history. The Fukushima Meltdowns. And the fucking byproduct of the Fukushima Meltdowns. There's no doubt in my mind, COVID. I've said it. I predicted it. I said she's going to fight... the mighty blue lady, she's going to come after the people. You think you're immune? All these animals, there have been more animals and plant life go extinct and collapse and die in the past fucking decade than the previous 2 million years combined. That's my work. That's absolutely unarguable fucking work. Unarguable! So, Einstein predicted this also. He says, you're going to let this fucking madness loose? He says, the humans will fucking adapt, but it'll take 50 generations. So, read through this. This is an absolute catastrophe. This is a big story. In symphony with the dead tide pools. And if you don't believe, nobody believed me. I went and did all the work. I walked the whole coast of California. I'm full of cancer dying. Walked it, literally. Not the Pacific Trail, the coast. Multiple times. Videos to prove it all. All this incredible work all over the fucking world. Trying to save you from you is a real motherfucker. So, the unknown of the known, this deadly toxic. Whoa. And they have no clue what it is, and it showed up in 2015. Which, more than likely, that's when they started noticing it. My guess is it showed up in 2012, just like when the starfish, wasting disease, the sea anemones disappeared, the fucking salmon collapsed, fucking all the wells collapsed, sardines and anchovies down 99%. You can go on and on and on, the trees, fucking the fires, it's a plasma, it's a gas. Stay tuned. This is a fucking absolute catastrophe. So they tear down fucking San Diego Stadium. Just remember, I knew Tony Gwynn personally. We were born at the same time. We almost died at the same time. So this is a big story. Big story. And COVID-19, we know for a fact, because the Red Cross is reporting that the antibody is showing up because they're back screening their fucking blood. That blood's so well screened that antibodies in the fucking blood. That's the antibody that fights back. And I know blood. I've been battling AML leukemia for fucking 9 years. I could tell you, I did all this work with my platelet counts in the 30s. What a fucking story. Whoa. So, what a story. In July of 2019. So it's been here. It's a mutation for Fukushima. There's no doubt in my fucking mind. It's a wicked fucking virus. Do not come out of denial is all I gotta say. Stay tuned.